and one of them are and also Omugwa. Rich, do you know from now the update on Nico Williams? What I've been thinking, Rich, if you see where you are, whatever you do for a whole 2 years, it is an American Retimasia. Why do I say this? Okay, almost a month ago, Nico Williams was not in the picture. Barca through their media, and I'll say through their media because Sport, Barca Pro Paper, Mundo Barca Pro Paper, there's nothing wrong with that. They putting out certain releases that say, go over the chapter of Nico Williams. Now I'm going to show Luis Diaz. Now Luis Diaz boy in the company will be fully Liverpool because per Barca. Now I want you to compare it to two things in the transfer market. One of the things that today a TF1 football fans don't realize is that in the football market, transfer market, you say clubs add information to give them a good standing in negotiation. And they be amaka. Everybody wants a stronger bargaining point when they are negotiating because a ball maunya ni awo pe. Clubs be bring honoma. Eshe ebi awa to player free me honum. Oba me ho a na se yesi o. Ugo ekiti ke no kra no onye na nso be free ha. Eddie for you to do negotiation, right? In the case of Barca, Barca have painted a nice picture of the fact that players need now per Barca. So news are better about Marcus Rashford per Barca. News are better about Nico Williams wants Barca. Uti Luis Diaz per Barca. Uti Ivan Perisic per Barca. Because of course, Barca are a big club and they've also positioned themselves very, very well. Rich. Nhyira may arrive at the conclusion that in this day and age, the most important thing any organization or anybody can do is about marketing. Say, when we say, oh, they are to joy and love and opa. No one to say, oh, even other TV stations are broadcasting football and other things. We just say, a friend is saying, Super Sport for example, advert on Love FM.
If you fetch me,
yeah.
Facebook for no say we need a call of Njomu Lucy yen. Me pam chance say back on Facebook in Shawanzo 4.5. And Timwana Mubusa say then in problem kakra with your machine and nti and a call of but see and there. Obet me about Facebook in Shawanzo 4.5 now. Why enjoy showing Kovi? Yeah.
Rich, me say marketing is the singular most important thing in BBB. Rich, have you heard that Nico Williams essay or you're willing to reduce from the 12 million to 14 million and or Athletic Bilbao to take as low as 7 to 8 million euros? Which that is almost half. Why? Ope Barca. It is because Barca are positioned in the right way. In fact, from PR, from Sporting, was last season, the success they had over there, and almost sounds where you see boy in now for 4 hours Barca, including Lamine Yamal and the other Spanish boys, to drive it home. Which I won't be surprised that this plan was sat down in the Barca boardroom, and it was well chronological to make sure that at the end of the day they arrive at getting a branch of friend Nico Williams. I won't be surprised if 5 years, 10 years time they could join Barca Jumano. Now decide to release information of how they did some deals, and we get an insight on something like this. I won't be surprised. Which can you imagine? Say, not only is the boy willing to reduce on contract 7 to 8 million, almost say, Sebastian 40 million release clause. Now, I don't know any problem. The problem will be about registering him. Not the air day for them to register. The boy is willing to take extra pay cuts to bear 3 million, 2 million, 4 million for them to be able to register him and play. Yes. Have you asked yourself why Barca gave him 6-year contract? It's like I thought Bowley must started 6 years, 7 years, it was rubbish. That's things that do not make sense. But there are two reasons why the 6-year contract came about. One, a longer period of time, Barca amortizes 62 million for him, no plus inflation, so that they can do that. Two, also Nico Williams, as the contract Barca for Nhyira say at after 1 year time, now Ebioma come back to camp now, and now they will be able to make sure say they will get some more revenue. No, sometimes they can be increasing the salary going forward. Rich, I love the fact that Barcelona position themselves well. And although Athletic Club Bilbao as it stands now, almost Shedan Kabibiano, still the advantages with Club FC Barcelona. And I won't be surprised say Barca will pay the money and then find ways to register a brand here, your friend Nico Williams. They absolutely love him. In fact, and now there was a meeting between Deco and a brand here friend Hansi Dieter Flick, and then they want a brand here, your friend Nico Williams. Rich, Chelsea has to plan post Mudryk. I never thought say Mecca the same way. And when I saw Chelsea are going to look beyond a brand here friend Mihailo Mudryk. And the reason is simple. Say, you can be found sample A. Near contested. Not say a positive. It is seen as preliminary. It's you know, Anna federations and your conclusions on it. Richard. What they do is that they wait to come and take your sample B. Now, the sample B now becomes more like a control. Say, yeah, science can so because it be a controller. Like the placebo, and the honoma, and no reaction beyond Cosso honum. It's you see on the check so and pampa, say control any reaction in the NHS okay, at the end of the same reaction is okay, at the end of so the sample B is more like the control. It is sample anybody positive no. The Premier League will now go and take the sample B near Korane. So sample B no run as about positive. It means that now there is every reasonable doubt. Every reasonable reason say you better go forward with the case. Now lawyer for me can say establishing a premier for share case. No. Now English Premier League for say after the sample B has come, they now have charged him. Who's the initial no one charge no? Or man it's chain. Now I'm charge a branch friend Mihailo Mudryk, and possibly better make actually for 4 years. Which and now Chelsea for any Mudryk any entourage didn't come on. I've said this in private to a lot of people. Say in my own analysis. I believe that there is a geopolitical connotations around Mudryk and saying same way. And he won't come out of it. Almost everybody be charged with some of issues like this. The particular molecule is from Eastern Europe, Ukraine, Russia. And most of these Ukrainian players in this part of Europe no. Native in Ghana new UK. And that is where they believe say ni be imported by UK and will be the free woman. I would not be surprised if there is a geopolitical connotation, meaning any fact to back it. So I won't push it too much. But that is where I'm thinking from. Rich, Oma contacted lawyers no more for Poba Jumanamano. Oma Poba from reducing the sanction from the 4 years to 18 months. Mudryk entourage now contacted him to try and help the boy. But quickly, Chelsea for a meeting. Now, instead of just one left winger, Chelsea need 2 left wingers. One natural left winger because Jadon Sancho ni honum, Mihailo Mudryk ni honum. Ideally, Anko cry 4 years no benya. 4 years there. It means that this season, next season, 4 more seasons on Mobi. In replacing Jadon Sancho, you need 1 more winger. Chelsea for 2 or 3 days ago, Rebecca Chelsea they went to speak about Malik Fofana, and then the plan for them is that Chelsea for a friend. Papa, a friend is Sebastian Kiel, the president of Dortmund. Lomkachen said they want to do a deal for big Gittins in Tentem. Almost real personal deal with Gittins, and then they want to make sure they push it on with him. Agreement is very close. Any fee around 55 to 60 million. The first one before the Club World Cup, the issue was about the structure. Immediately Chelsea can agree a fee like that, they will get a branch of friend Gittins, and that will be one. Apart from him, Chelsea would have to find a dynamic winger who can play both on the left and the right and also centrally. And on the Chelsea for the Frey, West Ham for Bissau for branch friend Mohamed Kudus Honsen. The range of the price tag of Mohamed Kudus is between 50 million to 80 million. Chelsea for only pay 2 things. Now, may you sure say what's Mohamed Kudus in here? What's your branch friend Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa? The plan is simple. Kudus and a bench friend Morgan Rogers are very similar profiles and make similar profiles. Only your 2 players are. Obetinga about as 6. Obetinga about as 8. Obetimi abo as a right winger, a left winger, and they have certain characteristics. Obo born a dance. Chelsea team no omo ni obi o ball kaya. Nipo betimi afa ball na free na obi akọ nanim na edin so beji ball na free nchem no. Mohamed Kudus and Abratia, your friend Morgan Rogers are two of those players. And Chelsea for now have asked questions between 50 to 80 million. These are the players that are possible that Chelsea between the Omaba and of course Abratia friend João Pedro. He is the fourth on the list. Our Chelsea Honum also experienced Premier League proving to bring more quality into the team. These are players that is the plan for Chelsea for now after saying Mudryk in saying 70 PMO and the fact that they have to move on from the young Ukrainian.
Very, very sad. Very, very sad.
And
no. See, look at Pogba.
Yeah, unless Pogba now.
Pogba is struggling.
When near ding.
Even Onya 18 or 19 months you draw by.
Yeah.
Onya team grand sign.
I feel Monaco.
Then you have to Monaco be no crano. Concrete papa. So how do you have you?
They're very, very worried.
And you see, ultimately blame me play and be brave because for you know grand him.
Yeah.
But I'm running so dear. Say Bianca say we need to know. Fancho acho ne acho. But it's so sad. Very, very sad.
Mudryk literally in the eyes of Ukrainians now. Who isn't a Ballon d'Or potential.
But team no boy na one.
And I think that just at the time when Mudryk ever picking, I don't think it's a team now one. Just at the time when Mudryk ever picking, still a very young player in terms of growth, that's when these things have come up. And the sad reality of Serich, BBC is here. Club no can just support you, but I want to be a big all of a sudden, and now it is a Mudryk in Saint Emabasi. A see and a Chelsea should replacement for Mudryk. Up two left wingers, all on chain BBR, they have to move on quickly. And it's a sad reality of this world of industrialization, corporate and business and all of those things now. People want to move on and meet their targets and get the job done. Nobody really cares. Chelsea plan for Mudryk is to get two more wingers, either an Abratia friend Mohamed Kudus or Morgan Rogers to it. Something that I think that they'll be able to do as the season goes on. Matter said, Nkofo Rebecca say, oh, I didn't know Nkofo your deals Rich transfer window officially and and we are into the 2nd of August. There's a lot of time, and a lot of these sporting directors are taking their time. Barca a very, very good marketing job with our brand friend Nico Williams, and they are going to get him. See, kind of with the top boy, Charlie, especially with the price tag and the fact that the boy is willing to reduce even further. On my position, they've done a brilliant job.
No, Real Madrid, Barcelona.
No, Rich, it is there is a difference with respect to Baby Barca as a club. Because I didn't see Nico reducing the salary.
No, it's because now and your Barca and so on giddy. Tama no giddy no. So Bernard, yes, it is 12, 15 there about me. And a wamba. And a Barca see a movie on. Then one castle agent, a contacted Barca said, look. Is it available? You're perceivable. So about so body. This is the situation.
No,
you see Kasemunko. So to what catch your assumption name
even at that time about Kasemunko.
I know.
Exactly. Can say the conversation of the boy even reducing the salaries because Nabasa Kasemunko. But he's still willing to do that. Still. She says this here there. Me am bekayo, one am bekayo, open me,
yeah.
To the extent that I'm still willing to reduce the salary. It tells you the pedigree of the club.
To be honest with you, Sana.
That's exactly.
Now, one has all pay you.
I'm not disagreeing with you there.
Okay.
I can say, Nico Nesi or Pebasa. Say, oh, penna, oh, who is a quality? I think I because also penna. Say, and then Money Mudryk Basa or say, Uncle, she had the car. Every other go crowd change and say, senior, make crime in judgment. Because maybe they don't want him.
Yeah.
But in this case, although player and also penal, club also penal. But to the extent that the player also wants to reduce, Rich, I think that they are doing a very good job with him, and we'll see how Nico will pan out. And I know that this one it will drag in the 1 month into the transfer window and see how Barca will probably do a deal for our branch friend Nico Williams. And we'll see. Barca, if you want to say Trent Alexander-Arnold right how they are, then definitely on person Nico Bantem. Now, of course, then we'll see how things will go on from there. Rich, and now we had some good news, especially for more yearly cash outs now. Or your picks near the children, and we have some games for you. Maybe bam. I think we need to call things are clear off from the board. Intimate tries to match on my bam. First one, a 200-1A-899. Second one, a 200-1A-520. Third one, a 200-261EC, and the last one, no, a 200-1A-106. Radio to Green say go your codes no on your side my beam and anyway. Thank you.
Okay. Kofi, that's it. Enjoy the Nhyira 104.5 Thursday edition.